Welcome to another edition of Community Replay. I'm Kyle Ock, and today I am joined by Addison Steele.
Hello.
Liam Kazi. And Justin Jukes.
Is that how it's pronounced? I always wondered.
That's exactly how it's pronounced.
I'll go ahead and say I'm here.
You forgot a little bit of phlegm whenever he said it. It's more like...
Jukes.
Guys,
From the classic Jewish.
Opinion, I'm not actually Jewish.
I know. But we're going to make fun of you because you were making fun of the way that he pronounced it last time.
That guy really needs to tan more.
I think it was Andrew Reiner that said that, and then he felt bad when he found out why he's white.
Oh, isn't it like the ashes of his family rubbed across his body?
Yep.
It's a curse.
Yeah, I'm not Andrew. I don't feel bad.
Oh, man.
Have you actually seen the way that he looked in the PSP games back before he got cursed?
I haven't played those. I've only ever played the 3.
Okay, well, he basically looks exactly the same, but
He just has an afro.
he's really tan, and that's about it. So I was underwhelmed because I expected him to look a lot different in his non-cursed form. Like I was thinking he was going to look like your typical Spartan soldier, but no, he just looks like Kratos with tan skin.
Yeah.
Nice.
I tried playing the first one. I got to this part where you're in Hades and you have to go on these poles and you have to dodge these blades so you're on the poles, and I just kind of gave up.
I gotta say,
You didn't even make it to the most annoying part then. The most annoying part is the last area of Hades. We have to climb a wall that's got blades on it. If you get hit once, you fall down to the bottom and got to start over again.
I gotta say,
that
looking
sounds
back at
fun.
it, the first one was probably the most underwhelming and had the most problems. As they went along, they really ironed it out more.
Well, I mean, that's how it usually works. And the first one...
I think
and then
I'll be picking up 3 sometime.
I've beaten 1 and 2, and I don't have a PS3, so I have not had the chance to play the third one yet. And I really want to.
I have started 3, but I have not beaten it because every time I get to a certain point, something happens, and then I forget about it.
It gets epic real quick.
That's so cool. Yeah, I've seen, bits and pieces of it, and everything I see is just like, I really need to play this game.
I am kind of happy that they're continuing the series, but I wish that they would drop Kratos and move on to a different character from mythology because they've already...
Doesn't he have a brother or something?
He's got a brother that you meet in the PSP one, and his brother is an asshole.
That reminds me of Prince of
There's a
Persia.
surprise.
because
Maybe
he
it's
had a brother
just
too.
genetic. It's just genetic. Their entire family is just jackasses to the end of time.
There are so many different mythologies from around the world that have gods of war. I would love to see them tackle, different variations of different myths. Like, what if the next God of War is no longer about Greek mythology, but it's like about Norse mythology or Native
I was
American?
just about to say Norse, actually. What's interesting about Norse mythology is that they're taught that their gods will fight in the underworld and that they'll lose.
Yeah.
And so it would be a losing battle the whole time. It'd be kind of interesting to see
And
that.
Ragnarok is whenever all the gods are dead and the world becomes chaos.
But it's all good for the people who fought because they get to battle every day, drink as much meat as they want, and eat as much as they want.
Really, because in Ragnarok, Valhalla gets destroyed.
Oh, okay. I thought Valhalla was preserved.
Nope, Valhalla gets destroyed during Ragnarok, which is why everyone is supposed to train to prevent Ragnarok. That's what the whole thing in Valhalla is.
So what you're saying is that the Vikings were the first party rockers.
Kind of.
Wow.
Aren't you glad you invited me here?
Yeah. So
That's a reference I never thought anybody would make. Though.
yeah.
I don't know of any person that actually likes LMFAO.
Oh, I don't. It's just a good reference. God damn it! Now I'm thinking of the guys in that with like Viking horns.
Jeez. Stupid snake.
Get out of my way.
Anyway, on games with first entries that are actually better than their sequels, I feel that the first Devil May Cry is probably better than, not gameplay wise, but setting, aesthetic, and story wise than all
I agree.
the sequels.
I agree.
Quick time events.
Yeah.
Triangle.
QTE.
Triangle.
It's all triangle.
Triangle.
as famous as the guy who does Dante's voice in 3 and 4 is now because of that role, I kind of like the guy who did it in the original Devil May Cry better. I mean, yeah, his voice cracks in a few places, which is awkward, but I mean, with a few retakes, he could have been a great voice actor.
Do you guys want to go to prom?
Oh god.
No, but I would say for games with first entries better than sequels, at least between 1 and 2, probably Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
But here's the thing: I thought 3 was better than 1.
The thing that I loved about Metal Gear Solid 1 that has been lost in all the sequels is it kind of had a cyberpunk feel to it. It reminded me a lot of Ghost in the Shell.
3 kind of brought that back. I mean, there wasn't much you could do. I mean, 4 kind of brought that one back. There wasn't much you could do with 3 because it was going into the past.
Well, I don't mind that because I mean it was back into the past, but it felt like technology from 1 to 2 to 4 took a step backwards.
Right.
2 to 4. Yeah, maybe a little.
I think the third one I think has the best story, for sure. But
I think 4. 4's got the best story.
What did you guys think about the pain?
4 was basically just trying to tie up all the loose ends that 2 left.
There were a lot of loose ends.
There are a lot of complaints about having old Snake, and I kind of liked it.
No, I was fine with that.
Angry man.
The people who complained about Old Snake apparently didn't play the game long enough because eventually you get the ability to wear the mask and make him look young again.
Yeah.
I did. I got that, and I refused to wear it. I said, no, I am going to be this old man, and I am going to destroy people.
I still wore it for that one mission that you have to, and then that was pretty much it. I went back to Old Snake.
No, I kept wearing it, actually. I kind of like the look of young
What was
Snake.
epic was after you beat the game and you get the PS1 face mask.
Yeah.
I
could've
wore that my
played
second playthrough. I just couldn't help it. I'm like, I have to have the PS1 head.
Wait, I thought you got that immediately after you got back from Shadow of Moses.
No, you get that immediately after the flashback.
Okay. Yeah.
But
that
I didn't.
was so good.
I never noticed that I had it until after I beat the game, and then my second playthrough I was doing as the PS1 Snake.
Did you guys think it was weird you can get the faces of the beauties?
Actually, I was just about to say that one of my proudest video game moments of all time was actually last year when I did a no-kill playthrough of Metal Gear 4 in one sit-down. Like, I beat the game, I turned it on.
3 is the only one I've done a no-kill playthrough.
Yeah. But that was the best thing I've ever done.
Okay, I didn't do it in one setting, but I did do a no-kill playthrough, and I'm not sure if I did the big boss setting. I may have.
What bothers me about 3, though, is even if you do a no-kill playthrough, you still have all those dead bodies when you fight the Sorrow.
Well, I never did a no-kill that was my first one that I did a no-kill on 4. It was the first one I did a no-kill. I didn't do it on 1, 2, or 3.
I actually had a friend who loved to kill enemies like crazy in that game, and when he got to the part of the Sorrow, he was literally walking down that path for over an hour.
I had that happen my first time, too. I had, like, a really long path to walk.
The Sorrow was the ghost one, right? I kind of...
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which...
And he's interesting. I kind of want to hear more about the guy.
Well, he's Ocelot's dad.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
I missed that.
Yeah, he's Ocelot's dad. It's what they mention in 4. Whenever you talk to Ava, she talks about how the boss and the Sorrow's son is now Ocelot.
I think they make subtle hits to it in the third one as well, actually.
Yeah, because she has like a scar on her stomach.
I could have sworn I remember a picture, but I might be remembering incorrectly.
I feel a bit disappointed about the reveal that he's not really liquid. He's just gone crazy.
A reverse psychology.
And it makes no sense though when you go back to 2 and his voice changes.
Yeah. I don't know.
Listen,
I mean,
we don't play Metal Gear Solid for the sanity of the game.
Yes, we do.
Oh yeah.
That's half the fun is making sense of all of it.
Just sneaking around in cardboard boxes and.
Well, it's funny because 2 is the only one that is like that. It's like the black sheep of the series. It's the only one that you get to a point and then nothing makes sense anymore.
Yeah.
I literally had the controller in my hand, 2 ended. I'm like, what the hell did I just play?
For me, it was okay until you get to the monologue after you fight Solidus, and then it's just kind of like nothing makes sense anymore.
I got deeply disturbed at that point where Campbell was losing his.
Well, I guessed. I mean, this is just me being I was really young at the time when I played it. I was like 13 first time I played it, but I still just took a stab and said, okay, it's an AI because I'm inside GW.
Yeah.
Now, me, I was playing that game really late at night. It was about 1 or 2 o'clock. And he just keeps saying, better put down the controller. You've been playing this for a long time.
Has anyone actually
Gamble, you're not my mom.
Has anyone actually stood still long enough and had where the radar is and change into a video of like a supermodel and this guy's pestering the camera?
Yeah. Although I remember you don't need to stand still. I mean, you can. But yeah, you do have that happen. I remember. I did. I would just let him kind of just keep calling it. I just wanted to hear all the different things he would have to say, and then I saw that, and I was like, "Oh, all right." Oh God, I hate these segments.
As cool as it was the first time, though, I will say that they make you wait in that tunnel too long before the snake comes right to your stuff. I mean, it's cool the first time, but then every playthrough after that, you're like, okay, hurry up, come on, dude.
I've been meaning to play through 2 again. I've only played through it once.
I've only played through Metal Gear 4 more than once. I've only ever played 1 once, 2 once, and 3 once. 4 is the only one I've replayed.
I played 4 so many times. I actually got the solar cannon and everything like that.
Oh, me too.
Isn't that thing fun?
Oh,
Sunlight!
But the best was the emotion drugs. Just messing with the soldiers.
Oh, I actually screwed myself. I got anger, shot a soldier, thinking he wouldn't shoot me. He completely shot the crap out of me because I hit him with anger.
I have played through the first one probably more than I have any other game in my life.
Same here. I played it so many times that I have every single line memorized as if it was a movie.
I got my PS1, and then like a month later, Metal Gear Solid came out, and I had the jam-packed disc from PlayStation Underground, and I saw the trailer, and I was like, I have to get this. This looks so cool. And I got it. It was like the first PS1 game that I actually played all the way through. I loved every minute of it, and I've played it at least once a year since then.
Yeah.
I have Twin Snakes, but I have to say I don't like Twin Snakes at all.
I mean, hate Twin Snakes.
Gameplay changes they made are all right, but the changes to the... I don't mind having first-person view and stuff.
See,
I like the way
that I just felt
being able to hold them up, and shake them down, point them at the crotch.
I felt the gameplay mechanics of MGS2 put into the MGS1 game just didn't seem to work for me. Like, it just didn't feel right.
The problem that I have is the changes to the cutscenes and the dialogue.
Yes, I hate that too.
They kept trying to make it more like a manga anime type thing, where Snake's doing superhuman backflips and jumping on top of cannon shells, and you're just like, what?
What bothers me is that originally, when they were designing the game, the guy who was in charge of the cutscenes made them as true to the original as possible, just using an updated engine. And then Kojima said, "No, I don't like it. Make it your own." And that's why it's so different and uses so much bullet time and all that stuff.
Well, he didn't say I don't like it, make it your own. He said I feel that this should be different, something to differentiate it. And the guy kind of just said,
I think you got to move a box over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So God of War. How about that game?
Well, I'm trying to pay attention. It's just that God of War, there's not much to talk about. He's angry and he kills things. No, maybe you actually have to. Can you jump, wall jump?
No, you got to push the box. You got to go back to the very beginning. I hate this area because you have to kick the box over to where the area is, but you got to make sure that they don't hit it with an arrow.
Oh, there it is.
I remember when this game first came out, and something they were really priding themselves on was, we're gonna put puzzling back on the map. It's gonna be new and interesting, and there's gonna be a reason for it.
All their puzzles are the most annoying ones out of any game I've ever played.
Just box kicking, nothing new. Just box kicking.
Box kicking, box dragging, and then trying to kill everybody before a wall smash.
I think one of the editors called it Wuzzles.
No, it's not Wuzzles. Nuzzles. And it's not an editor. Puzzles. It's the guys at THQ that worked on whatchamacallit. What's the name of that game that's getting the sequel? Darksiders.
Yeah.
It's the Darksiders guy that called it Nuzzles.
Yeah, but I feel as though Darksiders did a great job with puzzles.
I don't know. Some of their puzzles are great. Some of their puzzles I don't like. I hate those rooms that you have to kill every enemy before they'll let you walk out.
We've had those since the dawning of video games.
I know, but that's why I hate them.
Things should die because of natural selection.
I am tired of them. I'm tired of walking into a room
They're
and
the cockroaches of video game evolution. They're never gonna die. They're gonna be here for the rest of eternity until we're all dead and buried.
until Darksiders, I had not played a game this gen that did that.
Legend of
I thought it was
Legend of
fine.
Zelda.
Zelda doesn't do that.
Yeah, it does. Twilight Princess totally has that room, those rooms.
Oh,
I guarantee it.
Yeah, you have to kill at least those parts where the enemies, where those Twilight enemies come down from the sky. You have
Oh,
to
yeah.
kill
Guys,
going
To
forward.
purify the area. But
told you.
even then, that didn't feel as bad as the ones at Darksiders, though. Because
Because you had to do it in a certain way.
It was
really
more like
fast
a
if you
mini
did it
game because you had to, do the wolf pounce on them. So it wasn't like you had to actually sit there and just hack away at these damage sponges until they died.
I liked being a wolf in that game.
Halo 2
So,
did
no.
that a lot. Kill a certain enemy and kill a certain amount of enemies to open a door. Especially got in the later levels with when the brutes started being the main enemy.
Oh, this box thing is
Kyle
getting
was
annoying.
like, "That was fun."
I think they just put a ladder in or something. How did those guys get up there?
Yeah, exactly. I want to know how they got up there.
They all pushed a box.
Yeah.
But
Steve, gotta push that box. There's no easy shortcuts here.
This is Sparta.
He does realize he's on a boat, right? He can just get off and swim to the other side.
well, yeah, but he can't swim just for some
Yes.
This
reason.
is video game
Yes.
logic. You can't do that.
Then again, if you look at the rapids and the waves, it could be that the water's turning too much and too heavy for him to be able to swim.
He's a god of war.
Not yet.
This is Sparta. He's probably getting tired.
This is
of
the
that.
first one. He's not a god of war yet. He's just some random undead Spartan.
I'm Kratos. I shouldn't be pushing boxes.
Did you guys know that Sparta pretty much communism done right?
Kind
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, they
Fascism.
did a
Finally.
It wasn't pure communism, though. It was like a weird hybrid between an open market and communism.
Really obsessed with oil.
each other. They shared everything. They weren't rich.
They did communism done right in that they all oiled their abs together.
By the way, did you know that Sparta was the first place to ever openly accept homosexuality?
Didn't know.
No, didn't know that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Didn't know
interesting
they were
about.
the
I mean-
inventor of spray on abs.
you're obsessed with the movie.
You're
Manhunt.
thinking of the stupid movie, all right?
Wow.
Wait, I thought 300 invented the Spartans. I thought that was like a
No.
like Conan.
No,
No, Sparta.
You see,
nobody was
it
Sparta.
was that game on the Amiga, the first Spartan that created Spartan.
And then the
Back in
sequel, Meet the
1992.
Spartans. And then Meets the Spartans. It's the sequel to 300.
Addison, why are you here?
I don't know. I got a phone call. Duke's was like, "You've been summoned." Meet
Wow,
your
you have
destiny.
that power. You can summon people. Wait.
I'll show you the video.
Addison, does that mean you come with like a 2-hour cutscene and do 99 damage to everything?
No, but my enchantment.
Steel attack. Someone is called Steal Yourself.
I'm mostly buffs and debuffs.
Now, here's something interesting that I just realized. He lives in Pittsburgh. His last name is Steele, and the football team is the Steele.
Shut up.
Oh,
Shut up.
jeez. Oh,
Get out.
jeez.
It's been fun, guys. Later. Click.
Oh, come back. Wait, we didn't mean it.
Yes, we did.
Totally did. God.
Oh. Okay. No more enemies on this rope.
That was the first one to walk out of a replay, wasn't it?
Huh?
We had someone in the replay crew. They walked out of the replay in the middle of it. I think it was Dan that
Yeah,
did
it
it
was
first.
Dan after Joe. After Joe
That was-
took it out.
Tim walked out on something too. He was actually playing the game. He just threw.
This Mario Party.
Oh. Yeah.
Mario Party. Which I think we should do a community replay of one of those.
That would be
There-
pretty funny.
We need to wait for the Wii U to come out and then
I
have
spent-
to play it together online.
Oh,
Time on one of them.
I'm warning you now. I call Mario.
Or wait, can you do online with the friend code thing on one of the Mario parties?
Probably.
I don't know. I don't know if any first-party games have online.
The Wii U better have some kind of online function, or I'm just gonna get sad.
I mean, I would think that Nintendo would have learned their lesson from that.
The Wii better have all of my WiiWare and VC games carry over.
That's the one thing I'm interested about. Like, whenever they make another Xbox, if all my Xbox Live arcade games and everything can transfer or not.
They better, because the way I look at it is that would kill the console market, because with Steam and Origin and all these other online services for PC, all your games are there. They're yours. You can come back to them, whatever.
Well, wasn't there the big story, I think it was last month, that Valve is looking to get into the hardware?
That is a complete rumor.
It's a rumor.
Because the guy from Apple, the Apple president or CEO.
No, there was an actual article that said they might be going into hardware.
I think
they are considering hardware options.
I think Valve is one of the few people who could do it right. Just with what you've seen from Steam and how they run that, they could totally run, and they could probably do a arcade marketplace better than even Xbox or PSN.
I have a feeling though that if Valve did a console, it would be more like what OnLive did, where it's just a digital distribution only system.
Was it like that uCloud or whatever that one was called?
Yeah.
Yeah, where you just stream games to your console, so you don't actually have any real content.
However, I don't think they'd do it that way. I think they would just make it so that everything's digital. Like, you only get games off Steam, and their console, quote unquote, is really nothing more than a PC specifically designed for Steam that has a controller.
Yeah.
Now, OnLive, that's something they have. Their console only costs $100. You plug it in, and it lets you play any game, pretty much. So,
but you gotta pay a $99 a year subscription fee, though.
Really, it's a subscription.
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
I thought you paid per game.
Nope. Well, you can if you want, but if you want to just play any game that they have, it's a $99 a year subscription fee.
Oh, a year.
That's too bad. Again, you don't have anything tangible.
And I kind of feel like that's what Microsoft would do with their $99 console that's been rumored. Is they're trying to capture that sort of market, but at the same time,
I don't like what Microsoft's doing the gaming, even with the Xbox and all that.
This is where it blows my mind, though. Okay, with their $99 console, the way that it's been said to work, you're having to pay a separate subscription for Live on top of the subscription to get the console to work. You're getting the lowest hard drive size possible, which can't hold any games, because most live arcade games are at least 1 to 2 gigs, and any disc-based game that you download is going to be 7 to 15 gigs. So having a 4 gig hard drive is not going to cut it, and then to upgrade it, you got to pay like $200. You paid $99.
Now that's one of the many reasons I don't like Microsoft's consoles.
Yeah, their hard drives are way overpriced. They're just SATA hard drives inside of a plastic case.
God, it really sucks to be anybody in the God of War universe. Nobody is happy. There's not a single bit of good luck in the entire thing.
This is Greek mythology. Everyone's screwed.
Dies. Everyone is screwed.
Yeah, but
have you heard of where cattails come from? Have you?
What?
Cattails. The kind of, really tall grass. There's actually an origin in Greek mythology where those come from.
It's really dirty, isn't it?
Well, some guy was peeking on Athena while she was bathing.
Okay, fair enough.
And she turned him into cattails. No, it wasn't him. It was this bard who was so good that he allowed himself to be compared to Apollo. And Apollo actually had a contest with him. And they got all the muses together, the muse of art, music, and all that stuff. And he played his flute, and Apollo played his, little stringed instrument. And it was a tie, pretty much. Even the muse of music said, "You're both perfect. You're both really good." Then Apollo said, "Okay, we'll do this again, but you can't use your mouth."
Could you imagine being a human in that contest, being compared to a guy, be like, "What's up, bitches?" "Oh, you got nothing."
But then
you loot on the ground.
Apollo then said,
walk out.
"Do it again, but can't use your mouth." And since he played the flute, he couldn't play anything else. Apollo beat him. I mean, gods don't play fair; they're very petty.
Well, that's what I was going to get to. Is if you actually pay attention to Greek mythology, they are the worst gods to have.
Yeah, they're just absolute a-holes.
They do what they want.
Especially, this is what's so funny. The
It's basically like having your gods be the cast members of Jersey Shore. It's just like fights and drinking.
No, that is exactly
unsafe sex.
That is good. That's a good comparison.
This is a funny parallel, though. The cast of Jersey Shore are supposed to be Italians. Where was Greece and Rome located?
I thought they were made up.
So you think it's told to bring back mythology as a religion?
The Jersey Shore cast are really the reincarnations of the Greek gods. Go figure.
Okay, what's Jersey Shore? You guys are participating in mythology.
I don't actually watch it. I'm just,
I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Oh, but as I was going on,
I thought
the punishment first playing the flute. Apollo actually grabbed the guy and pretty much did a huge choke slam into the ground and turned him into pretty much paste.
Nice.
And the muses felt bad for him, and so they went together and they actually went to the paste and they turned it into cattails, pretty much, that's where the cattails came from.
Well, then they really didn't feel bad for him. They're gods. Couldn't they have made him a person?
No, they were the muses, not the gods. The muses
still kind of passed out.
Only had power over nature. They don't have power over humans.
Like a fish, they had to make him plants. I'd rather be dead.
And then later, there was a couple of times where people were looking through the cattails and they see the gods bathing and bad stuff happen to them. Pretty much, he was the cause of one's problems, is turning into cattails.
There's no 3 strikes system with the Greek gods. You're just out. There's no written, no verbal, just immediate punishment.
What's really funny is
there's so many where people said, "Oh, you must be just as pretty as Athena as Aphrodite." Then Aphrodite comes down and punishes her because someone else said that.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're not. Make sure you're not.
Easy, guys.
What's funny is that the Titans were better gods than the Greek gods were.
I thought it was really weird the way they went with the the new Clash of the Titans trilogy.
I still haven't seen the new one.
I haven't. Yeah.
Well, the third one came out, and it's like a really weird change because it was Clash of the Titans, then Wrath of the Titans, and then they went with a football team.
I see what you did there.
Remember the Titans.
Wow.
They just took a weird left turn with those movies.
Anyway, but seriously though, if you look at the myths behind the Titans, they were really caring to people. They helped, cultivate nature and teach people how to, read and write and build a society. And
Zeus was having none of that shit.
Yeah, Zeus was,
especially.
Press the question.
Prometheus was awesome.
Circle button. Circle button. I'm sorry.
Prometheus. It was like
Prometheus was gave humans light, pretty much fire.
The gods were like, we're gonna send humans into a dark age and make them our slaves because we've killed all the Titans except for a few. And Prometheus is like, no, I'm gonna give them the power to learn, and so he brings them fire.
Hey, I remember now. Prometheus and Epimetheus were 2 different Titans. Epimetheus for afterthought, Prometheus for thought. Humans were originally supposed to have ears and tails like a cat, kind of like half human, half lion. But Prometheus gave Epimetheus the job to put these together, and he screwed up. He put them in the wrong area.
Oh, so you're telling me he's the one to blame that I don't have a tail?
Yes.
Darn.
God damn it.
Things right.
That's not fair.
Disappointed. That's not fair. There should really be like a customer service for
exactly. We need a call. We need
just a number, a hotline.
Yeah.
And then you have to stand in line at Walmart while the gods figure out exactly what the warranty is.
I don't mean to criticize, but
lifetime
you seem to be having
warranty.
some trouble with this guy. Seems to be having a little bit of difficulty. Oh, circle.
Yeah.
It's a regular circle.
Yeah. By the way, I don't like QuickTime. Just want to put that up.
I don't either. I'd rather actually just do the action using the regular game mechanics.
I kind of like them.
I remember when they first were introduced, like in Shenmue, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool." But now it's just I've gotten so sick of them.
Most of the QuickTime events in Resident Evil 4 were running away from something, and it's like you can do that with the regular game mechanics. So why do we need a QuickTime event?
I think it just kind of
like,
adds the level of like.
Press X to not die. That doesn't sound very exciting.
Yeah, it's just a way to, basically allow for more cinematic parts to the game rather than gameplay.
Which in the end I'm
That's
willing
another
to
problem I have. Games trying to be too cinematic to the point that they're taking so much control away from the player. It's not fun anymore.
Exactly.
See, I don't think video games have really hit that limit where they've tried to get too cinematic, because I really enjoy like cinematic games.
Well, you can be cinematic with the camera angle and the set pieces, but I'm talking like, there are some games right now. I'm trying to remember which one of the Spider-Man.
I got a good example. Metal Gear Solid 4 with the fist fight scene. That didn't have too many.
There has never been a more emotional thing for me than that. I loved that scene.
Yeah.
And it was perfect. A few QuickTime events, but most of the time you were doing all the fighting yourself. You were doing your own moves and your own actions.
How great was when they changed the music from each level of the game?
Yeah.
Okay, an example of a game with way too many QuickTime events that tries to be too cinematic would be Asura's Wrath. I love I love the regular combat in that game, because it's like Panzer Dragoon whenever you're running, and then it's got an actual fighting game mechanic that's kind of like God of War meets the Dragon Ball Z games. And I love those mechanics, but they don't use them that often. More often than not, you're just mashing buttons in a QuickTime event.
See, I didn't have a problem with all the QuickTime events. I thought that was the running Panzer Dragoon stuff was how you got the the gameplay of it, and then there was like the Devil May Cry style. But then the QuickTime events were really just to push forward the story of the fight. And like I said, I've never.
Yeah, it was an integral part. It was an integral mechanic of the whole game. It seems to work if they do it like that. I've
never played a better Dragon Ball Z game than that, sir. And it made me capture like 12-year-old me, like throwing my hands up for the spirit bomb. Like,
did you guys get the player of them for the Wii?
No, but have you played the Ultimate Tenkaichi game? That is another one that uses way too many QuickTime events. Listen to this. It's a fighting game. A one-on-one Street Fighter style fighting game with Dragon Ball Z characters, but everything is a QuickTime event.
No, but Stephen Caddy, local legend, he said that he kind of enjoyed that game.
I did not enjoy any of it except for the in-between missions flying around part. It's weird. I like the menu, but the menu is not really a menu. You just fly around.
The last Dragon Ball
I think I played this one. I think it was Budokai. It was the Wiimote controllers, and for you to do the special attacks, you had to do the motions for Kamehameha and stuff like that. And awesome. It worked out pretty well. I'd be jamming the buttons, doing a combo, then I did the movements real quick with my arm. And it hit it so hard, it was perfect, and it felt so good.
See, that would be fun.
To do that.
I tried playing Mortal Kombat Armageddon on the Wii, and it was horrible, because more often than not, it didn't recognize your moves.
Now, I think it is Budokai, or one of the Budokais on the Wii, that it works out pretty well. When you do a special attack,
two of them on the Wii. It's Tenkaichi and Tenkaichi 3.
Yeah, the last Budokai was for
I think it was Tenkaichi 3.
Yeah, the last one was for the PlayStation 2 was Budokai 3, and that's the last one I played.
Circle button!
That's like the Kinect Dragon Ball game.
Circle.
It seems like it could work well in theory, but with it being first person and having everything be Kinect, I'm not so sure.
I actually, much to my regret, have actually purchased the Star Wars Kinect game.
It looks like it could be fun as long as you don't, that the regular game, not the dance mini game, but like the regular game looks like it could be fun for a few hours.
I have danced as Han Solo so long. So many hours. Just like, this is the dream.
Do the solo. Do the solo.
Addison, do you remember when you were 4 years old and this is what you dreamt of? You love George Lucas.
See, my dreams whenever I was like 4 years old was more like Star Wars, Star Trek, epic crossover battle between the two universes where you're seeing the technology go against each other.
Nope, dancing on Solo. Nope.
Then again, I was actually more of a Next Generation fan than I was a Star Wars fan growing up.
No, I'm the biggest Star Wars nerd ever.
I watched that video and it was just so weird. He's doing the trash compactor, and then he does the double blaster, and then he does a solo pose.
Pew! Pew!
Did they seriously name him that?
Yes.
Don't worry about it.
Wow.
This is
Like, I want to tell you not. I want to tell you not to buy the game, but then I want to also wink afterwards. Totally don't buy it.
I now want to go into a club and then ask somebody to do the trash compactor.
It's weird. I tried to do it myself just by looking at the game, and you have to contort your body in a very weird way.
That reminds me of that Michael Jackson dancing game. Like, they actually ask you to do things that only Michael Jackson could physically do.
Oh.
Like,
I don't know. I think
the
it's
Smooth Criminal Lean, there, if you play the Smooth Criminal song on there, they actually ask you to do the lean that he does, and it's impossible. But
And you're okay. I'm having a serious case of deja vu right now of this game.
Yeah.
Didn't we just do this?
Are you having fun, Kyle?
Well, now that
Yeah.
I got past, that very long boss fight, I'm doing
I was
all
about
right.
I was about
But-
to say you look like you were struggling a little bit.
No, not
So-
struggling. It was just a really long battle. But
So-
this is definitely a very long opening sequence. That's for sure.
when's Roulette?
Yeah,
They're good at it.
let's get to the payoff here real quick. I think we're almost done.
So,
The
Ian
money
Pell's a huge
shot.
monster, but you can't open a door with 2 wooden planks.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually took the time to open the door. Why didn't you just like kick it in?
You have to get the key
Yeah,
from the
like, right
monster
there.
to kick it in.
Speaking of kicking it in, have any of you played Mafia 2?
No.
No.
Okay, in Mafia 2,
Oh yeah. Actually, I have played Mafia
you can
2.
kick any door you want. And I always like to go into the stores where you're going to buy a hamburger to refill your health. I just kick the door in and then run up to the counter, like heavily armed, and I ask for a hamburger.
I want a fucking hamburger. Shotgun's loaded.
I haven't done that. To tell you the
God
truth.
help you if there are pickles on it. God help you.
His only solace was
Oh,
Zed
Family
would
Guy. I
break.
think I've said that before.
from one harbor to the next.
I played did anyone here play the original like open world Godfather game?
Yes, I regretfully, that was one of the first PS3 games I had.
I remember playing that, and I played it solely so I could go to shops and threaten people.
It looks like
I
we're gonna
played
need
it
some
because
black
I like
bars.
throwing people through windows of shops. Like, you know how they would have the inconspicuous wink wink glass window that's just a huge pane of glass that you're supposed to.
You know what you're gonna do with that.
I just
know.
grabbed
There's
random,
doors in the way. You
random
got-
pedestrian. I just grab them and throw them through the window and then run off when the cops showed up.
Wait, is this the horror level?
One final task
Yep.
of you, Kratos.
Kyle, you know for accuracy's sake, you have to play it.
Hey, I skipped it.
No, go back
You know
down.
what's really interesting? The fact that they censor these levels like this in God of War, but the one in The Witcher 2 is uncensored.
I haven't played The Witcher 2 because I have a serious problem with playing things out of chronological order. Like, I have a real issue with it. Like, because
You would play The Witcher 1 because it's just out of nowhere too.
Yeah, The Witcher 1 is actually after all the books. So,
Wait, there are books?
yes, there's an entire 8-novel series.
God damn it! I'm never gonna be able
Takes
to play
place
Witcher 2.
after.
And then there's a comic book.
After that.
There's a comic book that takes place before, during, and after, and then you have the Witcher games, which are after everything else. There's also a TV series that fills in some blanks, but it sucks, and a movie that fills in some
Listen,
blanks.
when you play the first one, you're confused because you don't know what's going on. And you have to read the clues, and
That's how I live most days. I'm just not sure what's going on.
so don't
I'm
forget about
serious
it.
about
Back on the
it.
topic for the Witcher minigame. Well, it's not really a minigame. It's more like a cutscene in the bathhouse. They actually show everything. Like it's straight on digital hardcore porn.
Speaking
All right.
of which, are those whores still there? Yes, Kyle.
That's
this
what I was
really
saying.
funny
We
for-
had to get to the payoff.
Could you walk away because I'm gonna close this if you do it?
Lay down the ghost of Sparta.
And closing the new stream.
Square. X. Triangle. Circle, I think. Circle again, maybe.
I'm not even watching.
And skadoosh.
All right. Well,
Next.
we will move on to replay roulette now.
Yeah.
Is it safe to click on it again?
Yes, it's safe now. We'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, welcome back for replay roulette. And as you can see, we are playing Resident Evil 4.
I have not beaten this game. Actually, I haven't even played it more than once or twice in a demo.
Oh, alright then.
There's a demo of it?
Yeah, I played a demo at a kiosk a long time ago.
Really?
GameStop kiosk.
I've only ever beaten Resident Evil 1 and 4. So,
I've beaten 5.
how was that?
I loved it.
I personally really liked 5. I've actually played it through numerous times to get all the different
so
unlocks, like the
I'm not
unlimited.
a I'm not a big
stuff.
survival horror fan, except now I've kind of gotten back in with like Dead Space.
I
Dead
cannot beat the original Resident Evil on PS1. I have played it up to a point, and that's when you find out that Wesker betrays you, and you have to fight the tyrant.
Spoiler. Spoiler.
Spoilers.
Oh,
That's something everybody knows.
A game from
96, I think.
Yeah.
I've beaten the
tried.
GameCube remake, but I cannot beat the original one.
The only Resident Evil game I tried to play of the original style is Outbreak. I borrowed it from a friend.
Outbreak.
Yeah, I haven't played any of those like Resident Evil X or like the Code. I've never played any of those.
Listen,
I
the
hate
problem with Outbreak, I could not beat it. It was really fun what I went through, but there's this point where you have to shoot a pipe to hurt a monster. A pipe on the ceiling. And you can't aim. It's all tank controls. And so I make my character point up, shoot, misses the pipe, shoot, misses the pipe, shoot, misses the pipe.
Outbreak has several problems, in my opinion, because it takes what your basic character and all the other Resident Evil games could do, and then splits that ability and resources amongst the entire cast. So instead of having one character that is good at everything, you now have a bunch of characters that suck at all but one thing.
Here
How did you
is the all-American Japanese heartthrob. That's American.
Yep.
Actually, I think Leon's Canadian, if I remember correctly.
No, he's American.
He's American.
Seriously, I thought that in Resident Evil 2 it said he was Canadian and it came to.
I have the novel here. I can take a look.
He's really Canadian.
I
No,
haven't
but
started reading it yet, but I'm going to read it soon.
look at that hair. He
Oh,
is
yeah.
magnificent.
I like that hair. I want to have that.
I want that haircut. Right.
I have
See,
to
I do
make
have
a
it.
confession.
My-
I went
my-
out and got my hair cut like that after playing Resident Evil 4.
Everyone did.
Back in high
Everyone
school.
got
I
what
did,
they
seriously.
It grows that way. I don't have to cut it.
It's just the natural Leon. Now, what
Yes.
is your guys? What would you guys say your opinion is on the movie franchise Resident Evil?
Hit
I
and
haven't
miss.
seen the
It
last
depends. It
It's a hit
depends.
and miss. It's a hit and miss.
If you're trying to look at it as a pure, like trying to, be a canon kind of thing, you're gonna hate it. If you just look at it as mindless, nonsensical entertainment, then you'll probably enjoy it at least.
two. I enjoyed Degeneration.
Personally, I like the first, the third, and then the newest movies, but I don't like the others.
Well, the CGI
I-
one, that's what you're talking about, right?
I've only seen the first and the second one.
No, I'm sorry, the
Did
one
he
with
just turn down
Mila Jovovich.
But did he just turn down ammo?
Yeah,
What a
Why?
day!
because he claims that he's not going to need it because he thinks this is a civilian village.
And look at this idiot! Like, oh, I'm on a dangerous mission for the president. Better take a leak here, out in the middle of nowhere, where no one.
They don't
skip it.
really know it's dangerous, though. If you paid attention there, they just think that they're in some kind of small town that's on the way to the big city.
Listen,
Oh,
when
well,
I leave
so-
when I leave the state borders of Pennsylvania, I automatically get suspicious. I'm still in the same country.
Wow.
Let's see if I remember how to play this.
Maryland. Ugh.
Like, they just
Hey, my girlfriend's from Maryland.
Oh, jeez.
I treat everyone who isn't from my state like foreigners. Do you speak English?
this game still looks.
that's funny because it could be said that people in Pennsylvania, for the most part, don't speak English.
Fair enough. No argument. I'm not gonna stand here and lie to you. So it's like people on the opposite sides of Pennsylvania, Philadelphians and Pittsburghers, we can't understand each other, and we're a same state.
I've heard of places like that.
Oh, Pittsburgh! I've been there once so far, and they
Beautiful
have
city. Beautiful city.
they have their own language.
Yeah, we do.
And it's hilarious because I remember listening to this guy name off a bunch of things like a jumbo and crap when he was ordering a sandwich at a restaurant. I was like,
Oh.
what is he talking about?
Do you know what jumbo is?
Bologna, isn't it?
Yeah, it's bologna. It's just bologna. Gum band. Does anyone say that?
Not
No.
that I.
It's a rubber band. It's the same thing.
What?
A gum band is a rubber band.
weirdo. Get off my
Shut-
replay.
See,
Oh,
he
wait,
asked
now
nice.
silence.
Get off my property.
But no, whenever I went up to Pittsburgh, seriously, it was like right whenever all the Christmas decorations were being put up.
For a second
Oh,
there,
yeah.
I thought the voice was dubbing over that guy, and I thought it was hilarious.
If there's one thing to say about Pittsburgh, we do Christmas like a boss.
I was downtown. That's where I was staying at in a hotel.
Did you go to the PPG Place ice rink?
No, I did not. I did not get a chance to. But I did see it from
Aim for the head. There we go.
stuff in the little brochures that they have in there, and they were talking about the Christmas tree that they always put up.
Okay,
Yeah,
quick
it's
question.
right.
This is the Las Plagas, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah, it's no longer T-virus, right?
I-
Oh, these are parasites, not the virus.
I did go to the area known as the Artist Plaza or whatever, and it's got the weird eyeball seats,
Yep.
and that was crazy.
Yeah. I
It's
live downtown
It's
for a while.
also full of fake trees that have a sign that say "Do not touch," but I'm like, they're fake. So why does it say "Do not touch"?
Because
They don't heal.
No,
if you
believe
mess
this or
with
not,
them.
people steal those.
What?
Don't look at me. I didn't do it. It's been like 5 minutes.
I didn't do it.
Don't look in my
You know,
basement.
this is the demo. It was just this part right here.
But yeah, as far as the Resident Evil series in general, I've beaten 4, 5, and I've played 2 and 3. And that's pretty much it. Oh god.
I really like 3.
There's
I-
no way he could have landed that.
Ah!
Oh, come on. He's Leon. He can do anything.
I
You
don't.
better run.
As much as I like Leon, I think I like Chris a little bit better.
Yeah, I think I,
don't
like
know.
Chris.
I like Chris.
I like Chris because he's really Bruce Banner in disguise.
Oh. Is this like a 5 spoiler? Spoilers!
Because I mean, there's no way that just somebody other than the Incredible Hulk could pick up a boulder and toss it like that. There's just no.
He didn't pick it up. He punched it a
Well,
lot.
did
Yeah,
anyone-
that's right, he
anyone
punched
play- Did anyone play,
That
what was
the
it,
only time I
Capcom?
ever- Okay, this is ridiculous. Through the whole thing, I kept the suspension of disbelief. Except when he punched that boulder.
I don't know. There was one part with a rocket launcher, something that he did with a rocket launcher that was like, there's no way that's possible. And it was when you're on the ship having to fight the Hydra.
He shot a rocket launcher at Wesker, and Wesker grabbed it.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about that. There was something dealing with the rocket launcher that when you're on the boat and you're fighting the mistress of Wesker. And then she summons the big Plaga Hydra thing that's, yeah.
You fight that using turrets. You don't use the rocket launcher that much.
Did anyone play, what was it, Marvel vs. Capcom Fate of Two Worlds? And
Yes.
the ridiculous crap they did in that one?
I've got both versions, unfortunately, and that's the last Capcom game until Dragon's Dogma that I bought. And I refuse to buy anything done by Ono's team because they love to milk DLC.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't have a problem with DLC. Don't get me wrong, but there's a difference between good DLC and then abusing your ability to make it, and that's what they do.
You know who's got me by the short strings as far as DLC goes is BioWare. They can put out pretty much anything, and I'll pay $5 for it.
I don't do that.
I've never been able to be wooed by DLC that easily. Then again,
Oh.
the
I
only,
never had that much money
the
to
only
spend.
DLC I've ever had a game, where it's like I have to get this DLC no matter what for, was the Prince of Persia reboot. I had to get the epilogue because I just love the story of that game.
What about
Oh, remember,
I
what
thought-
game was that with me?
I thought the people who did it the best were also the people who did it the worst, and that was Bethesda for Oblivion.
I haven't gotten any of their DLC.
Wow.
Oh, Shivering
wow.
Hells.
There's something impaled in the wall there, Kyle.
Yeah. So
if you walk up and hit the action button, he'll say, oh look, they killed a female. Apparently, there's no gender discrimination.
well, no, I
Hey,
was
you-
just like, I didn't even
okay.
see it. I was just walking around here, and then I turned, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh god!
Hey, lady, are you okay? Are you okay,
See,
lady?
this is the problem with Resident Evil 4. I have played it so much that I've got almost all of the pop out and scare you stuff memorized.
I've only played it once to completion.
Yeah, same here. So I actually don't remember ever running into that. So it may have been that I never saw it before.
That's
I was
pretty
completely
neat.
oblivious to it before.
But no,
Yeah, this is my first time through here.
I don't mind the Game of the Year edition stuff. I love it whenever games do that. I
I'd rather buy it as it comes out.
I don't. the whole reason I love the Game of the Year edition stuff though is because not only am I getting the DLC on the disc, but it's got all the patches, so I don't have to worry about trying to clear up hard drive space, for patches and stuff. Because I don't have that big of a hard drive on either system because I don't have much money. So managing HDD space is always a big deal. And with games that I know are going to get a Game of the Year edition, I will hold out on buying them sometimes until it comes out.
I really prefer buying the DLC because it feels like the adventure is slowly progressing instead of there's this whole new bunch of stuff. It's like it kind of feels like there's a new episode with this stuff in it.
See,
No,
I'm the
Mass
opposite
Effect-
because
Mass
DLC
Effect
when it
3,
comes to that.
Mass Effect 2 did that amazingly with Project Overlord. It felt like continuations. Oh shit, there's a zombie.
whenever I got Fallout 3 Game of the Year edition, I loved it because it was like I have all of the content that I'd already explored, and then I've got all this new stuff at once, and it was like a kid in a candy store feeling for me. I was like, oh my god, what do I do now?
Where do you go in the DLC with Fallout 3? Where do you go? What city?
You go to Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, the pits.
Oh, and then what happens in Maryland? Crazy inbred people. Is my fear that really unjustified? That's what I thought.
Wow.
I don't know what just happened, but I like it.
I'm a fan.
Well, technically, you're in Maryland throughout a large portion of the game. Only the DC area itself is, outside of Maryland.
I kind of feel like I'm missing out because I don't buy DLC that often. Once in a great while.
I buy all.
The first DLC I bought was for Resident Evil 5.
No,
ironically.
I just realized what the worst DLC ever is. It's White Knight Chronicles. If you want to,
Horse armor.
if you
Yeah,
want
this
to,
is the horse armor.
no, this is worse than horse armor. If you want to edit your character, you have to pay DLC and buy a ticket every time. So it's like I made my character, I don't like his hair, I want to change it. Well, now you got to pay $5 to change it.
That does
That
suck.
is ridiculous.
It's a good thing I heard that game really sucks.
It's not bad. It's just nothing.
Did anyone
the JRPG on?
Did anyone play that really early Xbox game 99 Nights?
Yes.
No.
Nope.
It's
Oh,
like
I think
it's
you're-
like Dynasty Warriors meets Final Fantasy.
Yeah, did anyone like it? Because I kind of did.
I didn't either.
I
didn't play
secretly
it.
liked it.
It was okay until you get to the area with the frogs, and then the difficulty just ramped up till you're frustrated with it.
I thought it did what Dynasty Warriors
shotgun.
couldn't and give me a story I actually care about.
Well, the thing about Dynasty Warriors is they're so obsessed
Hey,
with
go into a building, lock
Yep.
the door behind you, and then hit them all with the door when they're trying to get in.
in Dynasty Warriors, they're so obsessed with recreating the Romance of the Three Kingdoms story that it's holding them back. If instead of focusing on historical events and
Oh yeah, do you remember in the Romance of the Five Kingdoms where the Gundams showed up? I remember that part. It was my favorite.
well, no, the Gundam one they actually just follow the Gundam storyline. Same with the
Oh crap, chainsaw.
North Star one. But what I feel is holding them back is that they try to stick to existing stories instead of creating their own.
Eh.
I'm stuck in this building.
Well, what also holds them back is that they keep using the same game engine and the same control scheme in combat. They don't really change much at all.
Fair enough.
It's kind of like, hey, look, a few new maps, even though they're technically the same location and look exactly the same, and you won't be able to tell it's a new map. It's a new map.
It's totally a new map.
I tried playing,
Except
tried
with
playing the
robots.
Dynasty Warriors, and I realized this is the same thing I played on PlayStation a while back.
I just want
They
like
don't change.
I want a programmer to slip up and accidentally put a Gundam in one of the actual Dynasty Warriors. Like, oh no, we accidentally sent it out that way, robot.
Theoretically, that would be possible, though, because they're all in the same engine. So
Oh,
you-
jeez.
Since
You could do that.
PlayStation 1.
Okay. Well,
Ah!
What happened? Oh, the chainsaw. You forgot about him.
Okay.
Hey, Kyle.
yeah.
Hey, Kyle. You are dead.
You
No sh.
dead.
Do you want to
No, I
continue?
like how it's slightly sensitive in 5.
I think
Are
that's
dead.
a good look.
Dead. Dead. You
We
are
spent
dead.
20 seconds
Dead.
talking about it.
Dead.
So, all right. Thanks for watching this gory and sexual episode of Community Replay.
Oh, everyone's
I
favorite
take full
definition.
credit for that.
After dark.
Wink.
But not really. 'cause-
Not really.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.